You've probably seen the new Tajweed mushsf on tarteel with all those pretty colors. But did you know they're more than just pretty colors? Oh yeah, this color code can boost your Tajweed accuracy to 90% or even more. Even if you're starting from zero, just understanding this color code will make a huge difference, inshallah. And guess what? As a bonus, you don't even need to know about complex terms like iltiqa'u sakinain, ghunna, qalqala, none of that. Just understand this color code and you're good to go. You know what? Let me show you. Alright, let's start with the reddish brown colored letters. And this color represents a 6 count mandatory mad. So whichever letter you see is colored reddish brown, it means extend the sound of that letter for 6 counts. For our first example, let's start with Surah Al-Fatiha. In the last of Surah Al-Fatiha, we can see that the alif in the Ad-Dallin is colored reddish brown. So we're going to have to extend it for 6 counts, and it would sound something like this. وَلَا الضالين. And that's it, very easy. Next we have the orange colored letters. Whenever you see this color, you could extend the sound for either 2 counts or 4 counts or 6 counts. Or it's actually not necessarily discrete. You can actually extend it for anything between 2 and 6 counts. So in this particular ayah, we're going to be having Rabbul Maghribain, and that's it. For our next example, and we're going to be taking 3 examples. Why? Because there are 3 instances in which this would apply. We have a yai or a waw or an alif. I know I did say I wouldn't bore you with some extra details, and that you only have to follow the color. And yeah, you only have to follow the color, right? You don't have to remember the particular test to which this rule would apply. Okay, just follow the colors. For our next example, the wow in the mujrimun, the al-mujrimun, we extend for 4 counts as well. So al-mujrimun, and that's it. Next in line are the pink letters, or red, or whatever you want to you perceive that color to be. Whenever we see these letters of this particular color, we just extend the sound for 4 counts. Now actually some of these letters are to be extended for 5 counts and others are to be extended for 4 counts, but that's a bit more advanced, and as a beginner you don't need to know that one, alright, because you're a beginner. Not that if you are not a beginner you should go away, obviously. Come on, just stick around and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more stuff like this. And we're going to be using just one example. This single example would be sufficient for you, and this is how the ayah would read. كُلًّا نُمِدُّ هَؤُلَاءِ وَهَؤُلَاءِ. Next to the grayed out letters, and these grayed out letters, just skip them when you keep reading. Alright, so just pretend, read as if these letters didn't exist in the text. Okay, so as an example, in this particular portion of the ayah, you can see that the noon is grayed out, right? So read as if the noon didn't exist in there. Alright, so it would read as illa marrahim. You see how it's as if there's no noon, right? Not illa man rahim. That's wrong. Man rahim, that's wrong. Alright, illa marrahim. For our next example, just up there you can see that there's I've highlighted it for you. That ba is also grayed out, right? So we don't pronounce the ba when we read. So it would be Ya bunayyar kam ma'na, not Ya bunayyar kab ma'na. That is wrong. Well, that's not wrong. In a different qira'ah, right? In Warsh, it would be Ya bunayyar kab ma'na. But we're not doing Warsh, alright? So Ya bunayyar kab ma'na will be wrong. Okay. Now there's one situation in which this might be problematic, skipping the grayed out letters, which would imply that if the letter is not grayed out, you don't skip it, you read it. there are certain situations in which you might encounter a few problems, okay, and there's like the exception to the rule. And as a rule, to combat this exception, whenever you say Hamzat al-Wasl, like you skip it always, all the time when you keep reading. I don't know why tarteel decided not to grade the Hamzat al-Wasl sound. It's never read. And Hamzat al-Wasl, you'll be able to identify it as some sort of an alif that has some sort of a sod above it. Alright? As an example, just two examples, we can see that in this particular ayah that the Hamzat al-Wasl there, which I've highlighted for you, it's not grayed out, and it should, because if you keep reading, you're not going to pronounce it. Alright? So it should be آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. And Hamzat al-Wasl is kept there for some weird reason, which would maybe imply that the reading would be, وعملوا الصالحات, which is wrong. That sounds obviously wrong, right? But this really the only exception to this rule. But Hamzat al-Wasl, skip it all the time when you keep reading. Next we have the qalqala letters, and when you encounter the sea blue color, echo the sound. Okay, just pronounce it almost as if it has a fatha, okay, or a dhamma. It's neither fatha nor a dhamma, but it's sort of a fatha or a dhamma, but not really a fatha or dhamma. It will sound like this. The jim there, it's colored cyan, so we're going to qalqalatize it. And it would sound like this: وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ. You see how you're having j, d, not وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ. No, you need to qalqalatize it. You need to echo the sound a little bit more. Alright, and you're going to be having several examples. In all cases, the rule is essentially the same. Yeah, there are several other letters that would have qalqala applied to it, but in all cases, if it's qaf, rizq, just echo it a little bit, and you'll be good to go. Now you encounter some other letters with coloration very similar to the cyan, to the coloration of the qalqala letters. All you're supposed to remember is these are not qalqala letters. So you don't qalqalatize them in any circumstance. So for example, this ayah would read الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض. No, والأرض. No, that would be wrong. Okay. And really that is okay, yeah. Lam is also a bit special. Lam is sometimes heavy, it's sometimes light. And once again, you don't need to remember the specific instance in which it would be heavy and in which instance it would be light. There are two Allahs, right? I've highlighted it for you. This first Allah is not colored. The second one is colored. The lam in the second Allah is colored. The first Allah, you need to pronounce it with a light lam. Alright? So إِلَّا أَن يُؤْمِنُوا billahi, not billahi. No, it's like you're trying to butcher the recitation on purpose. Billahi. And for the second one, الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله. So billahi, wallahu, and that's it. The rest of the heavy letters they're really not that special. They're just some simple stuff that you already know because you already know Arabic letters. Our next and final example, we've got green for ghunna. And by the way, ghunna, you get ghunna when you're having memes and noons. Once again, no need to remember, just follow the color. When you see green, you're supposed to apply a ghunna for 2 counts ish. Okay, it's actually more than 2 counts. You can apply for 2 counts, don't worry. There's beginner level stuff, so apply for 2 counts. And once again, there are 2 main examples. You're going to have a first example in which the noon or the meme has something on it. Alright, so there's a tashkil on it. You'd have the shadda and then a fatha or kasra dhamm. In that case, you pronounce a clear noon and then you extend it for 2 counts. So the first example, you're going to be having إنما يتذكر. You can clearly hear the noon. In and for the meme example, we're going to be having وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم. Once again, meme. The sound of the meme can clearly be heard. The next case, we're going to be having the noon or the meme has nothing on it. It has no direct no tashkil on it. In which case, the sound of the meme or the noon would be hidden a little bit. Okay, it would be hidden a little bit. Essentially, the noon or the meme is serving as some sort of a transition into the next letter. Okay, and it will sound something like this. وأنفقوا. No, وأنفقوا. No, وأنفقوا. So the noon is introducing the fa. And the next example we have والذين ينقضون. ينقضون. Now the ghunnas of this type would sound different. Okay, just keep this rule of thumb in mind, and you'll be good to go. The ghunnas of this type are supposed to introduce the next letter. Okay, so as you're doing the ghunna, you're preparing the mouth for the next letter, and that's it. Now a variation of this particular rule is when the next letter is either a ya or a waw, in which case you'd see that the noon itself would be hidden completely, be it an actual noon or a noon in the tanween. It would be hidden completely, in which case the ghunna is totally on the ya. Okay, and like going back to the rule of the grayed out letters, for example, in this particular example, the rule of the grayed out letters, we don't pronounce the grayed out letter when we keep reading, right? So this one will be أمر الله به أن يوصل. أن يوصل. You see how it's almost as if there isn't a noon in there, right? Another example would be when you're having a waw. So وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية ويدرؤون. So the ghunna is total on the waw. Once again, just follow the color. You can see the waw is colored green. So the ghunna is centered on the green, and that's it really. Yeah, from 0 to 90%. Hooray! I guess you're now pro in Tajweed, right? No kidding, you actually are pro. Okay, not yet. Yeah, you need to go practice and just look out for these letters, and you'll be good to go. Alright, you'll be good to go, inshallah. And if you did like the video, then like it. You already do like it, right? So go ahead and like it, and subscribe for stuff like this, more beneficial stuff like this, inshallah. And I'll see you guys later. بإذن الله. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.